Yo, what's up everybody? Jumpin here, and I am back on some Destiny 2, and I recently just got the Armamentarium, which is a returning exotic from Destiny 1. Now, when I first found out that the Armamentarium was in Destiny 2, I said, wow, that's great. The Armamentarium is amazing. It's always been amazing. And one of my friends pointed out that he didn't think so because he said that the Titan really doesn't need it because the Striker Titan already gets 2 grenades with the top tree, and that's definitely a really great tree to use, and that's what everybody uses for the most part. And the Sun class has the Hollow Fire Heart, so you really don't need the Armamentarium. And I guess the Sentinel just sucks in his opinion, so he didn't even bring it up. But I disagree. I actually think the Armamentarium has its purpose in Destiny 2, and you can actually do some really cool stuff with it. So I'm going to show you guys 3 Titan builds using the Armamentarium and fun things you can do with this because I definitely think it is good. So, let's go ahead and get started with this. Now, the first thing I'm going to talk about here is going to be the Sentinel. Now, I actually think that the Sentinel can be good. I know a lot of people might disagree with me, but I do think the Sentinel can be good, especially with the bottom tree. Now, this is just pretty much talking about PvE, but I definitely do think the Sentinel is the most trolly build in the entire game for PvP. And if you're going to play Mayhem, you can do a lot of fun things with the suppressor grenades. And with the bottom tree, there's some really cool stuff. Now, first of all, the shield bash, I think is actually really good. Anytime you can blind enemies, that will totally de-aggro them. So if there's like a strong enemy, just go ahead and bash him. And now he's going to be blinded, and everybody can shoot that strong enemy until he dies. Now, the main perk that I thought about when I thought about the Armamentarium is this perk right here. Grenade kills will restore some grenade energy. Now, I've used this before, and I know that it takes about 4 grenade kills to actually give you a full grenade back. So when you have 2 grenades, that really just means you have to get 2 kills with your grenade twice, and you'll get a grenade back every single time. So, that's really cool. As long as you're throwing your grenades into mobs of enemies, you should pretty much always have a grenade. And that's amazing. So, I'm going to actually demonstrate that later in some gameplay on how good this really is. And it kind of makes the Sentinel somewhat viable for PvE. Because as of right now, really nobody uses the Sentinel in PvE. And I do think the Sentinel can be good. Because this perk right here is also good. Anytime you're surrounded by enemies, you get a reduced cooldown on your super. This definitely helps. I definitely think the Sentinel can get its super back faster than pretty much the other 2 Titan subclasses. And that's really cool, especially with some masterworks and the orbs and everything. You can get it back really quick with this perk. And also, having 2 shield throws is great. I definitely like that as well. So the bottom tree is really good, especially in PvE. Now in PvP, I think the top tree might be better, especially for something like Mayhem, because you can throw down the bubble. And it's just really trolly. That's the whole point of using the Sentinel in Mayhem, is to be a troll. And now with the tractor cannon, you can use that too. So you can just be the ultimate troll in Mayhem PvP. But I do think the bottom tree is great for PvE. And with the Armamentarium, it's really viable for constantly having grenades to throw at mobs of enemies. So let me go ahead and quickly show you this setup I have right now with this. I'm just going to show the armor. I'm not going to talk about the weapons. Although you could use a tractor cannon if you like as your heavy weapon, because you are a void subclass. Shoot the enemy with the tractor cannon, pop your super, and go to town. It's really good. But on the helmet, I have grenades will recharge faster. On the gloves, I have grenades will recharge faster. I just left this alone because I didn't care, which is improves reload speed for power weapon. And I also have recovery on the boots. And finally, I have improved reload speed on the Titan mark. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what you can do with the Sunbreaker class. So I'm going to quickly swap my gear because I also think that the Armamentarium can be good on the Sunbreaker. Alrighty guys, well here's the Sunbreaker build. And it's actually quite simple why I think this is good. I think that this is definitely probably the best for PvP. Now, of course, the Hollow Fire I personally think is better in PvE. Primarily just because of the reduced cooldown. You can throw a bunch of grenades. You don't really have to pop your super all that often. And also with Hammer Strike, you can debuff bosses and strong enemies. That's amazing. But in PvP, I hate the Hollow Fire Heart, because when I have it on, I really don't want to use my super. I want to get that reduced cooldown for my grenades and my melee, And that's a real bummer. So having the Armamentarium and giving me a second grenade, that means I can have 2 of whatever grenade I want, which in PvP, I like the incinerator grenade a lot. So I can have 2 of these grenades. I can use the top tree, and the super is amazing in PvP with the top tree. Definitely love that. And the thing is that I can pop my super whenever I get it. I don't even have to worry about popping it. I just pop it whenever I get it and take out like the entire team. So I definitely think the Armamentarium is really good in PvP for the Sun class. And right now, the Sun class is definitely my favorite class to play in PvP as a Titan. And I definitely can see the Armamentarium just being amazing for that. So let me just quickly show you what I have on this. I have grenades will recharge faster on the helmet. I actually have improved resilience on the arm. You can put whatever you want on this. This is more for the hollow fire heart is why I have this. But I would maybe go for a kinetic reload or even like reduce recoil for my energy weapon if you're going to use something like the Graviton Lance in PvP. And the Armamentarium, of course, is here, which is the same. And I have grenades will recharge faster with the solar subclass for the boots. And finally, grenades will recharge faster with the solar subclass with the Titan mark. So we have triple grenades will recharge faster, and we have double grenades for PvP. That's awesome, and I definitely think that this can be a very good build for PvP. So now let's go ahead and talk about the Striker, which I'm assuming that a lot of people might be wondering, how can the Armamentarium be used on the Striker properly? Because the Striker already gets 2 grenades with the top skill tree, and the top skill tree is great. And that's true, the top skill tree is amazing. But the bottom skill tree is not bad either. And with the Armamentarium, you can still have those 2 grenades. Now, there's a couple perks in the bottom skill tree that I'm not crazy about, like Frontal Assault and Knockout. But I do like Reversal, which is whenever you get a melee kill, you get health regeneration. That can save your life. I've used it before. I definitely like that. But the main perk here is Trample. This is actually a really amazing perk. Anytime you kill an enemy with Fist of Havoc, it's going to extend its duration. Now, when you're doing raids, you're always going to want to add Clear. And if you want to use a Striker for that, this is great. I always tell my friends currently to actually use the bottom skill tree for taking out the adds with Fist of Havoc, because it will extend your duration and you'll take out a lot more enemies this way. So I definitely do like the bottom skill tree, and it does have its purposes. And with the Armamentarium, well, you can still have those 2 pulse grenades, whatever grenade you're going to use. So I definitely like that a lot. Now, let me quickly show you the setup I have, although I do not have this currently set up because I really didn't plan on using it, and I really just don't have the glimmer right now to switch out mods. But for the helmet, I would go for health recovery. For the arms, I would say class ability is fine, especially if you're just going to use this build in PvE anyway. For the chest piece, go for a grenade cooldown. For the boots, same thing, grenade cooldown with an arc subclass. And finally, for the Titan mark, you can go for class ability if you like, reload speed, whatever you might need, power weapon reload if you want to do that now. Because currently, cluster bomb rocket launchers honestly aren't as good as they once were. I've been using a lot more shotguns, and also the Darcy is amazing for boss damage. The tractor cannon is great for debuffing bosses, and that's just amazing. And there's a new shotgun too from the Escalation Protocol, which is absolutely amazing, especially with the Hammer Strike Titan, which is the fire subclass. That is crazy. I'm going to probably be showing that off pretty soon here, whenever I actually get that shotgun. I've been really unlucky and I haven't got it yet. But once I actually get that, I'll show a build with that, and you can see how amazing that shotgun really is. Alrighty guys, now I'm going to show some gameplay. I'm going to be showing off the Sentinel build just because I know a lot of people don't use Sentinel and they don't like Sentinel, but I do think the Armamentarium can make the Sentinel build kind of viable for PvE. Alrighty guys, well I'm in a lost sector right now. This should be a pretty good place to demonstrate this build. This is on Mars, and it's one of the new ones. But you kind of have a general rule with the Sentinel build. Whenever there's like 1 or 2 enemies, just shoot them. And if there's a mob of enemies, always chuck the grenade at that mob, because you're going to get a ton of your energy back. Right there, I got half my grenade energy back just from that one throw. I think I'll throw one here too, why not? And that should give me a grenade back now. So let me move up a little bit. There's going to be a bunch of thralls coming at me. Let me throw that at them. And I got another grenade back now. As you can see, this is pretty crazy if you're doing it right. Now, normally, I wouldn't be, like, taking my time. I would just be playing like I normally would, shooting enemies, throwing grenades if I see a mob. A lot faster, but right now I'm just trying to demonstrate this and how it works pretty much. And how you can utilize it, because I definitely would like to see the Sentinel be decent in PvE. I've always liked the build. I always thought that it was definitely okay, but I know that most people just don't like it. I mean, look at that right there. That's pretty crazy, man. Got all that grenade energy back, and I haven't actually ran out of grenades yet throughout this entire Lost Sector. So right now, I'm going to go in here. I'm going to blind this guy. So let's do that real quick, and I'll just shotgun him. Oh, didn't have that much ammo. All right, let me back off a little bit here, and let's start throwing some grenades just to try to demonstrate this. All right, come and get it. Boom. Got a grenade back. Okay, let's throw another one. Got another grenade back. See what I'm saying? Like, this is awesome. I don't know if this is going to work against the Cursed Thralls. It did. Okay. I thought that maybe they would blow up and it wouldn't really work properly. Okay, let me reload my shotgun. Okay, I already had it reloaded. Well, whatever. Where's that big guy at? Let's go get him. Is he already dead? No, he's not dead. Where is he at? Oh, there he is. Alright, bro. Die. There we go. Alright. Oh, more enemies. Okay. Let me back off here. Got a grenade back right there, though. Throw another one. Oh, that should be good. Got a grenade back. This is so awesome. And yeah, as you can see, I mean, that's just really cool. And the other grenades are decent as well. Like, you could use Void Wall. Now, Void Wall is a little bit annoying to aim sometimes because of the way it works. But it is a very powerful grenade. If you use it on the Hunter, it is actually the strongest grenade in the entire game. But you have to have that one perk that will double its duration. But it is a very good grenade, especially against enemies that are going to need to run at you. So that's really cool. And also, the magnetic grenade is not bad either. I like all the grenades, honestly, for the Sentinel. I definitely like the Armamentarium in Destiny 2. I can see its potential. It's great for the Sentinel class, for sure. It's really good in PvP for the Sunbreaker, and it has a good potential to be good in raids if you're going to use the Striker with the bottom skill tree. Alrighty guys, well that's going to pretty much do it for the video. I really hope that you have enjoyed it and that it has been helpful. If it has, will you please like the video for me? Be sure to subscribe for future videos, and I definitely hope that everyone has a very nice day, and peace out.